guys, my name is Vera, and today I continue to share with you the information about money. It's a subject that is not much discussed, is not discussed openly, and I find it's so important to talk about money. It's important to understand the meaning of it, and when we get the idea or meaning of money, then we clearly will understand how to use this magnificent tool. This is why I decided to read a little bit from the book You Were Born Rich, which is written by Bob Proctor. Amazing book, and I would like to read a piece from it for you to let you understand something more again about money. So, are you ready? Let's go. Mental money. Can you imagine that name, mental money? But it's really inspiring. Begin immediately to play a mental game with yourself. Get into the habit of visualizing yourself in the possession of great wealth. Think of some of the things you would do with that money and then mentally start doing them. Since your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between actually doing something and visualizing yourself doing it, this exercise will very quickly help you to develop a prosperity consciousness. Remember, it is an absolute law of your being that you must have something mentally before you will ever have it physically. Also understand that talks to themselves mentally. In fact, everybody talks to themselves, myself inclusively. I like it just sometimes really fun. But anyway, it's a fact that everybody does it. Some people even do it loud. I sing loud sometimes when nobody's at home. Therefore, whenever you are carrying on your private conversation with yourself, always talk about how good it feels to be wealthy. Congratulate yourself on becoming wealthy and hear others congratulating you as well. You should realize that although this might appear to be a game you are playing, it can seem also weird. How is that possible? But anyway, we are doing it anyway, talking to ourselves, so we can talk to ourselves about something which is really inspiring, like having money, be happy with that, and so on. You are doing one of the wisest things you can possibly do. You are working from a higher to a lower potential. You are embarking on a program of self-development. This is a great idea. Program of self-development, it's a very powerful thing. You are about to learn that there is much more to yourself than meets the eye. And you must apprehend this hidden factor of your personality. If you are ever to develop yourself properly, in truth, you will never see the greatest part of your being because it's non-physical in nature. In fact, you will soon become aware that you are constantly living simultaneously on three distinct planes of being. Can you imagine that? We are having a lot of fun already, but it's in the book. So you will soon become aware that you are constantly living simultaneously on three distinct planes of being. You are spiritual, you have an intellect, and you live in a physical body that we know clearly. We have this is our physical body. So, and then we have intellectual plane of ideas, it's in between, and then spiritual one, it's a little bit higher. To understand this abstraction better, you must keep in mind that you are living simultaneously, which means at the same time, on three distinct planes of existence. First one, spiritual plane of thoughts. There, highest potential. Second one is intellectual plane of ideas. It's in between. Middle potential and the physical plane of results. So actually our physical body is a result of what is coming from there and in our mind, and then it's a result. Lowest potential. So third one, the physical plane of results, lowest potential. Therefore, by doing what I have suggested you do, you are merely using your divine nature to choose the thoughts instead of money is good. I love people and I use money. Money is a servant. As I told you already, money is a tool. It serves us. I am the master, which will build an idea. In our case, the idea happens to be that of great potential wealth or true financial success. Be aware that ideas such as the idea of financial success never form by themselves. The human personality must always enter into the process, which means action. We have to do something about this. By thinking the thoughts, which can then be used to build the idea. That is the very thing that makes a human being godlike. Or you can say a creative creature, the highest form of creation. So by holding this beautiful idea or picture of financial success in your mind, you will ultimately be able to cause the idea to manifest itself in your life, in your results. As you progress through this book, you will see how this actually occurs. Now, let's take a couple of steps backward. You will remember that I wrote in a previous paragraph that you are working from a higher spiritual one to a lower potential. Lower is our physical body. What I meant by this is that you are working from thoughts, it's a spirit, to idea, intellectual, thing, it's physical. Simple. Rather than working from thing, physical, then to thoughts, spirit, and to idea, intellectual. So, no. We're working from thoughts, idea, and thing. Then we have the results. So, as you have probably done in the past, and as the vast majority of people will continue to do in the future, that is to say, most people will look at a result in their life and then let the result dictate the thoughts they will then use to build their idea. For example, if they see that their blank account is empty as a result, they will choose to think thoughts of lack or loss, and then they will use those thoughts to build the idea of poverty. However, since the idea they are holding in their mind must manifest in their future results, they are actually bringing about a repeat performance of the very thing which they say they don't want, namely an empty bank account. So actually, when you're seeing your bank account empty or don't have a lot of money, you will start to focus on it and you will create it in the future constantly. What you have to do, you have to stop, look at your results and imagining I'm having a lot of money. Ignore the fact that you don't have a lot of money and think about it, that you have a lot of money. And that's how it happens. It's really a great idea to read this book just a little bit further, and then I will explain a little bit more about the book. So, in thus becomes a self-doom, fulfilling cycle they are living, and clearly this is not the way our Maker has intended for us to live. You might very well by saying to yourself that this is an absurd argument. For if a bank account is empty, it's empty. It just isn't realistic to look at an empty bank account and to be able to visualize great wealth. But I want you to know this is a very kind of reasoning which perpetuates poverty and keeps poor people impoverished. You must begin to understand that the present state of your bank account, your sales, your health, your social life, your position at work, etc., is nothing more than the physical manifestation of your previous thinking. So actually what you're thinking now will manifest itself the coming days, the coming weeks, the coming months, and in the future. So everything what you think will manifest itself in the reality anyway. So be careful with what you think. Stay on a positive level. Think positive. Think great. Imagine, act. Try to act as you want to become, and then it will manifest itself. But it's a process. So it's a great idea to read this book, and then if you want this book, contact me. You Were Born Rich, written by Bob Proctor, and contact me through the chat, and I will send you the details how to get the book. Okay, I'm thanking you for watching this video, and I see you next time. And let's talk about more about money, because it's very inspiring subject to talk about, and to understand that it's just a tool and not the reason for misery or happiness. Bye bye.